It'll only get rid of about 3 things out of that pile, but 3 things is 3 things. Well, thanks to the daughter, I'm starting to get this mess, well, she's starting to get this mess cleaned up. There was a bunch of just screws and bolts and junk right here. She sorted some of the stuff into here. Got these in these big piles here as well. And then just odds and ends hooks that I don't want to get rid of because you never know if you need a hook or a hinge or whatever. So now that she's got a lot of this stuff sorted, I did go to Northern Tool and got one of those sorters. Really doesn't have enough spaces in it. A lot of the stuff is too big for it. So I'm going to make some of those little storage bins on the little French cleat things to put up there as well, right next to it. I'll probably put some of those right here. I got a lot of extra plywood, probably almost a whole sheet by the time it's all said and done, of 1/4 inch plywood, which should make perfect little bins, and that's left over from the RV shed, so I'm just going to use those. And then we got one of the small little pull-out tray style, because there's a whole bunch of screws, and you do not want to throw away screws because you use them for everything. You know, just all different kinds of screws, and you always need one. So there's, you know, these are all sorted, but they're just really, there's not enough for a whole tray, right? I mean, these will fit into those little pull-out kinds nice, and then they'll still be sorted. It's got like 40 different compartments, so we can put them all in there, and then we can save these red things for the, you know, a little bit bigger stuff like the bushings and the springs and, you know, casters, little things like that really are going to need a little bit more space. 3.5. I'm just going to rip a couple of strips off of here. I can get the sides, I guess 12 inches is what I'm going to do. Anyway, I'll just need several strips of that before I cut the bottoms. Guess a battery helps. Alright, so now I'm just cutting up the strips into pieces. If you want to bulk make these, you just cut ever how many sides you want in what size. Of course, I'm only making 2, so I just cut all of the 8 pieces or whatever it is. And then right here I'm just cutting the points, which will make the front piece angled so that you can, you know, reach in and grab stuff without hitting the next one if you put them kind of close together and stuff. And it also gets that bottom piece on there so the stuff doesn't fall out the front. Otherwise it'd just be a square box. And then I just cut the bottom piece for it. And like I said, I was gonna make a bunch of these at the same time. I just didn't get around to it. But you cut your bottom and your sides, and you kind of just guess. I just make them up like you want. You want the bottom to be inset around all the sides. So just make it and kind of just frame it up and glue, and then you've got it. And you can just adjust the size to anything you want. You know, I just keep all these strips. This 3.5 inches seems to be a right depth for most things. I will go back and make me some smaller boxes too. I think they're sturdier after I got those plastic ones on the wall and stuff. These are just sturdier. They feel better than the plastic cheap things. Believe me, you put a few bolts in there and they start to sag a little bit. These don't seem to move at all, and you can kind of throw stuff in there. They worked out great for the big things that we put in there, you know, those odds and ends, and I got some big, you know, 8-inch C-clamps and that kind of stuff in there as well. For the cleat, just turn your saw to 45 degrees and cut a board in half. And then just cut it to the length of the back of the box. If you have short boxes, of course, cut them short. And then you'll put the one on the wall facing out and the one on the back of the thing facing down so that they slide together and make the full piece of board again. See right there, you'll see the ledge behind, so you'll want that to slide over the top of the board that'll be on the wall. And then, like I said, put that one there where you can kind of grip your fingers behind it, because the ridge of the one on the back of the box will hang over the back. Just slide them on. Well, there it is. All the stuff sorted. Got my little fire sitting chair. The only thing that's left is right here. This is all of our reloading stuff. Not sure what I'm going to do with that yet. We haven't reloaded any in a while because, well, the boxes are only $5 when they're on sale. So just decided not to. So need to finish up this corner here. Get that painting cloth. We were going to attempt to paint the walls, but you know, painting OSB doesn't work out very well. So we just left it, and I haven't cleaned that up because we had stuff on pile on top of it. And then here's the bins, the two on top for the big stuff that was on the floor. And then I made a hook right above that just to hang big U-bolts and stuff like that on. And she went through and sorted all the screws. So we got all that hanging up. I probably will eventually move it to a better location, but for now we're just trying to get the shop in order so that we can do the other side, insulation and OSB. But yeah, got this whole corner. As you could see earlier in the video, it was quite the mess. And so now all we gotta do is go find a Bronco to finish putting the parts on this, and we can get it out of here and we'll have lots of room to work. But at least now we have a place to pull in some lawnmowers or the golf cart if we need to. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next video.